films and AG, let's start with this. The key to having success against these guys, this 94 Wilkins is a great player. He isn't, but he's not huge. He's 6'4", 305. If you can get underneath his pads, and we got a good tight end here. We got two good tight ends here that can get on Jalen Phillips and make blocks. You can make hay in this running game. And I think the big thing you got to always remember is a lot of the teams are running similar stuff offensively. It's just who's running it better.
Yeah.
And the San Francisco 49ers obviously have
to run a ball or to try to stop the ball with the 49ers line, even though you got a bare front, it's going to be work. It's going to be hard to do, hard to stop.
So this is 22 personnel. You can see that use checks over here on the right, hipped off against. So they got tight ends on each tackle, and they got hipped off. But it's just little things that you have to be able to take advantage of. These guys have a handful of role players, and then some superstars, right? I think Jerome Baker, to me, their middle linebackers is a budding superstar in this league. Zach Sealer right here, who Trent Williams is going up against, is one of their role-playing defensive tackles that needs to hold his gap. And if you can take care of these backside plays like he does and drops them, you just see this, get everybody going the same way. This is something that the Green Bay Packers are capable of doing.
It is.
Can we run everybody by and cut off on the backside? Like this is the kind of stuff you see, and you go, all right, we have the ability to do this just as well as everybody else. That's Aaron Jones right there. That's Aaron Jones right there, isn't it?
That's stealing. I mean, when you get holes like that, where the cutback on McCaffrey's third step, the cutback, you can see the lane, and it's actually a two-way goal. He took the best one though, and get downfield, and then he's a problem. So right here, like I said, third step, 1, 2, 3, boom. There's that cut he's made. You can see where it is if you're reading blockers, where your blockers taking the guy he's blocking. 64, 65 got their guys going. Like I said, that one block to the left, to the right, you can't take that, but you're not going to get much yard. But he sees the big gap, as you should see, and the tight end coming over the top for any garbage left there. And then having that D lineman on the ground, too, that's just get your legs up and run past him. So having that right there, that's like, oh, my God, I'm about to go eat. I'm going to bust my head on the field goal, like EB used to say. So
that guy's good, man.
Yeah.
That guy is
really good. Really good coach.
So, Chubb, you see the stand-up defensive ends. They got Baker out here on the other side right now, but there's a number of things, and I think one of the things that we can do against this team is attack their cornerbacks. Listen, I've been down there. I know a lot of the guys on this team. They are not thrilled about tackling on the edges. Now, their middle guys, Baker, 52 from New England, they will tackle. They are players, Roberts. But edges, they are not willing participants in the contact game. So you have to find a way to get guys like Chubb, walled off so you can get out here. When you get out here, you just have opportunities. You can see that age. You can see him coming down like, bro, 27. Right. I mean, I'm just telling you, it pops up on tape.
And that's Eckler. Okay, that's no business decisions there. Okay, he the same size as Eckler, and so that just shows you sometimes DB's mindset when they're going into a tackle and they see the speed of the runner running at them. He's like, let me just get out of the way.
I'm forcing him back inside, coach.
I'm holding my leverage here.
I just forced him back inside. Yeah. Oh goodness gracious, man!
Just shake your head.
So we got the game that everybody's running right now. We're just going to pull the center and the backside tight end, right? This is just the old starter play that we used to run, bro. And they're going to get Ingram and Jerome Baker. Got the tackle blocking down on our right of our screen, coming down on 52. Kick out. We go same foot, same shoulder. So this is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You see how Ingram does a good job going same foot, same shoulder, and he leaves that outside arm open. This is what I'm talking about. I don't understand why everybody doesn't play football this way. He effectively shuts that guy. He's not going to be able to run his feet and move him out of the way as fast.
And then I see what you mean. And then right there, Eckler only has a one-way go, and 55 is in his face. And so that's defensively, that's photo perfect, picture perfect right there to stop it, slow it down. We know Eckler could probably pick up a few yards if he breaks the tackle, but from initial first 3 steps, that's what you want from a defensive side, dealing with the stutter and dealing with guards pulling and tight ends pulling.
So that tight end actually ends up getting Baker, and we talked about this yesterday.
Yep.
He takes it out the backside, right? He takes it inside the guard. I know we were talking about going to the backside of the tackle, but he takes
Yeah.
this inside the guard. And Eckler's that kind of runner, right? We can make this happen. They do a good job of gumming it up for the most part, though.
Yeah, exactly. So they did their best job there to slow that down. Just Eckler, was able to squeak through and get a few extra yards with his leg drive.
Hey, listen, it's hard to find explosive plays in the run game against these guys that aren't just like quarterback scrambles or kind of busted plays, because they actually do a really good job. I think they give up, they give up almost 4.5 yards a carry, but really,
Not
I think
bad.
that's
Not bad.
yeah.
It could be better.
You got to remember they're up so much that a lot of times you guys are playing 6 in the box, 5 in the box nickel stuff for some of these teams, and you're going to give up yards. You're going to give up big plays if you only have 6 players in the box. On this, Josh Allen's, we talk about all these different RPOs, right? And what some of these RPOs are based on where the linebacker. So a lot of times you do it on the guy on the end of the line of scrimmage, but right now Josh Allen's actually reading the linebacker I've highlighted.
Right.
And you'll see he just stands. He stands and watches. If he doesn't stand, see this space vacated behind him, they're gonna throw a slant or something. But he stands and holds.
Yep.
So we get out. So we have those opportunities. Aaron likes to do a lot of that stuff pre-snap, but we do have those opportunities to run those kind of plays against this team.
Yeah,
we'll just see. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, just a real quick comment. We'll just see how much the linebackers trust, because they know Josh Allen's going to run or throw, but they know Aaron's is going to throw. He's not
exactly.
So it's just where the linebackers bite on that, and trust it just as much as they did with Josh Allen in the backfield. So that'll be just a little difference there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been kind of having success on that with the under center, quick fake, pop to the backside, hit the backside slant. It's the same action. It's the same opportunity, right? You're just guaranteeing that guy's gonna go. So now we got some under center play action pass versus these guys. You see the box and listen, fast flow linebackers. This is an athletic box 7, a very, very athletic box 7. Jerome Baker is elite level speed for the linebacker position. They will get sucked up.
Solid player there. He's a hustle player. Van Ginkel, not real big, but he makes plays.
You see this. We get those linebackers sucked up. We got outside leverage because they got single safety. They're forcing to the middle. Safety's pretty far back, though, so you have a ton of space from the 50 to the backside 40 here for this receiver to work. This is stuff, and we see this play with our team, with the Packers all the time. So opportunities like this are available. I think I have another one back-to-back here on the other side. I do on the other side. Under center play action pass, outside leverage, single safety look. They want to stack the box to take away the run. That's their MO. They want to play man-to-man coverage on the outside, right? They're very comfortable playing Xavier and Howard. I know one of their guys is hurt. We might see Justin Bethel. We might see Noah out there, but you have opportunities to win one-on-one matchups against this team because they want to shut down the run early. They want you to go. They're not afraid to go single safety. They're very comfortable playing man coverage or match coverage with their defensive backs. And then later on, they want to pin their ears back and get those guys going.
Yep, because they got that dynamic front, like you said, defensive front with Chubb and what's his name, Jaleel Phillips. I mean, very, very, very athletic. I mean, to see the way they're built. Just watching just looking at the eye test of it, they could do some things dynamically. That's why they're sometimes in the ground with their hand, or sometimes that's why they're standing up.
You just see this under center, what it does. And it's so funny in the National Football League because they're so good at using space. Like 42 here just takes that little step. That's it. That's
all it takes.
That's the difference between success and failure at the highest level. That's literally, it's crazy, but that's all it is, man. You take that step. Yep. You're out of your window.
Mm-hmm. So they got that because, like I said, establish the run, in terms of the Packers coming into this game, so you get those effects when you get back to your play action.
I saw this play, and we got a single safety look again. We got trips down to the right. You really got quad down to the right if you're going to count the running back, which the defense will. You got a single receiver to the top of the field, and you just think you put Christian Watson up here, and they will play Christian Watson versus Xavier and Howard man on man. They're not. 100%. I'm just telling you, they're not afraid, right? So you see these kind of opportunities here where they're gonna run that deep. You kind of go through the zone, and then you pop back out the other side. Aaron Rodgers has all kinds of arm strength, and that's Mike Williams again for the Chargers, but you let it fly, right? And these are the plays that they're willing to give up because they think their pass rush is going to get there. They think they can hold up on the outside.
Yep. So they just got to make sure. I say Packers offensive line, just make sure your technique's there, footing. I know Josh Nijman had a tough game last week, but still was able overall to have a decent, game out there. So now he's going to be tested and weather. Like I said, may be a factor for the bigger guys. I think it's now back up to about predicting around 65, maybe 70 degrees. So that could be something to be aware of. Coming in as a player, get hydrated, be ready mentally to play in that weather.
I think they'd be lucky if it was 70 degrees. I mean,
right.
I think you know what I'm saying. I think it would be a 90. I think
that'd
be unfortunate, but if
very unfortunate.
90. So we talk about these elite level pass rushers, and the one thing they want to do, I'm highlighting Jaelan Phillips, they want to get to the ball. Right? They want to get the number. They know that sacks equal millions of dollars, right?
That too.
So but this guy, I'm just telling you, this guy's frantic, right? So he's going after the running back. He knows he can chase this down on the backside. He knows they have nobody to block him on the backside if they hand this ball off. And then again, it's just like simple stuff, man. Like keep passes. We have receivers. That's their tight end, Garrett, or Everett, but we have receivers, tight ends that can make these same kind of blocks. You got to be willing to stand in here and take a hit that Justin Herbert takes.
And you got to finish
off. Yeah, but gosh, man, like it's there because sometimes when you have a real fast team that likes to pursue, sometimes you got to take advantage of that.
You do. They're hungry to make the tackle, stop the play right away. So make sure you got that full effort too when they actually make the mistake of taking too many steps.
One thing that's always interesting is different personnel groupings, right? So if you're going to go in and you're going to play your base 3-4 and Jaelan Phillips is going to be your outside backer, and all of a sudden you go into a formation that drags him out to the slot, like these are the advantageous formations that if I'm a Green Bay Packers offensive coordinator, I'm trying to figure out how to get this guy, number 15, Jaelan Phillips, in the slot, off the ball, not rushing, and he moves great, but he doesn't move like a defensive back, like a safety.
Right.
And now you're going to give yourself opportunities because you got to play a little bit softer. There's just a lot to think about out here. And all of a sudden you have open zones, right? Because he's going to be playing zone. So you already know what the coverage is going to look like. You know what your routes are. You just have opportunities here for him to make the wrong decision. We can run option routes off of him all day long. You just have to know how to get him into that formation.
Yep. Get him into that formation, where you are, establishing the run first, and then make sure everybody's executing properly and running the proper routes. Then you could get there.
I think we have a couple more things here. I just thought this was like, you see what they're doing as far as
back nasty. It up. That's nasty. You got an out-breaking route and an in-breaking route underneath that.
Josh Allen throwing a time, dude,
and then the throw, correct. Then the throw
has precise. No chance here. This is insane. This is an insane throw.
This is covered. You got two deep safeties and you got two routes in unison, one going over top, one breaking underneath it. And so it puts that deep corner or deep safety in a dilemma there, who I'm going to take, because if I take one, I'm losing either way, basically.
So the reason everything you said is spot on. The reason I put this in though is because after the catch, I just want to let's appreciate that he doesn't want to tackle.
Yeah.
And I only bring that up because it doesn't happen just there. It happens also on the line of scrimmage. Like you can run those kick plays, you can run anything out to the outside. Like they're not about that life. Oh yeah. So the only person he tackled is his own player here.
Exactly. So that'll be check on my mental mindset, telling my tight ends, telling my running backs, Packers running backs, tight ends, look what you can do after the catch.